My name's Sukhjit, and I am currently, I've moved back to Perth. I'm writing a spoken word narrative show for young people. It's called Fully Sikh, and it's made me reflect on a lot. 70-minute show has made me reflect on a lot. It's about family. It's reminded me a lot of the internalized whiteness of living in Perth. It's reminded me of the terror and the trauma of being part of a Sikh community or a community, and the cultural baggage that comes with that added layer. You get puberty and then you put a bit of cultural shit on it. Not fun. So it's been about that. It's been a year. So it's been a year since I've been back in Perth, and it's been a year of reflection and quietness. And that quietness has also meant I actually haven't performed for, I think, 8 months now. And I used to perform like 3 times a week. I used to tour for 6 months of the year, and now there's just a lot of quietness. And I've been focusing a lot on my fitness, on my mental health, on just getting me better. Because I think that's one thing I'm sure as many of the artists today and many of you today that have come. By the way, give yourselves a hug for making it thus far. That's a bloody achievement and a half. Where's the medals? Get these people some medals. Amazing. You've made it. So yes, there has been a lot of hugging this year to myself, and a lot of self-care. All the buzzwords have been happening. And one of the reasons why I have stopped performing is because I've received a lot of hate mail. And it's not fun, because that stuff seeps through the arteries of my body. And I was in denial. I was in denial that I had anxiety, because I felt like, no, it's fine, I'm really fun and in your face and I'm bubbly. But realised underneath all that was actually a lot of fear, because even now, even today, when I walk off stage, I feel like when people come up after me, I assume they're going to say something shit, because that's just the hate mail. Like, I've got rape threats and death threats and kill yourself and all that shit. So it's just like, it's a bit of a reality check on me to go, hang on, what's actually really important? So the first poem I'm going to share with you is a response to some of that hate mail that I get from the men of this society/world. And I hope you guys are going to dig it. I might forget it, so it's just chilling over there in case we need a bit of backup. But yeah, thanks for joining us, making it to 10 o'clock. So congrats. It's getting a bit hot. Backup poems. I'm just going to hold it. Because it matches my outfit. To all my allies, when you say you respect women, do you mean all women or just your woman? If you want to enjoy the array of this babe and buffet, know that it's not about treating your mama with respect and forgetting about the rest of us. Constantly rejecting this conversation, I'm getting tired of your defensiveness. It's time to listen, my brothers, take a seat. It's time to unlearn my fathers and practice what our gurus have preached. It's time to make some room for women in this world, because this toxic masculinity and dominance has been taking up too much space. Your WhatsApp jokes about Coke bottle figures, Mr. Yo honey sing, don't be surprised when I snigger at luck 28 kurida 47 weight kurida. For how long will you objectify this body that was given to me for productivity, not just reproductivity? For how long will you victim blame and name call and rape and abuse and shun our voices, constrict our throats? No, master, I'm not your genie in a bottle. So if you rub me the wrong way, you better have an apology ready if you want to stay. You can call me princess, you can call me queen and serenade and protect and provide, but know that I won't be satisfied until you join this fight as an ally. Women sigh and say, well, what can you do, Sukhjit? Men won't change. You just have to accept it. It's not an area for you to pursue. The day we start accepting these battles as a norm is the day we give in. Throw in our checkered tea towels and floral aprons to a community I believed has sinned. Let female existence be blamed for lust in a man's mind instead of encouraging self-control in his daily grind. I don't believe you and I are any different. We were created to coexist, yet these double standards continue to persist. My freedom to express is quickly oppressed. Does wearing a dress make me less of a Sikh? Where's the inner spirituality if I can't progress because society's obsessed with the outer? I guess I must be a temptress as I caress my long, hairy legs, arms, neck and shoulders. They become seductive anatomy nonetheless. Well, guess what? Our wombs have been traumatized from killing all the daughters. So I urge you to sit with your sons and show them a tampon, a pad, a menstrual cup, and explain we aren't dirty, we aren't impure. We're just preparing our bodies to endure and produce your children. So if a Sikh is constantly learning, why not learn how to speak up for your allies, because you know how it feels to be marginalised, to be judged based on your external. Next time you're confronted by my attitude, my hair, my being, my mind, know that I will continue to fight for your rights. Despite your hateful messages and ignorance, I will always protect you with strength and resilience. For some, freedom comes with owning a vehicle. For others, it's driving that vehicle. And for me, it's being the vehicle. And this vehicle can taste freedom. No fear, because freedom is here. No fear, because freedom is here. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, so now you know the backstory, why she fucking never performs anymore. Because men can be a little bit shitty. So, I didn't say all men now, did I? Hashtag that. So Christchurch terrorist attack happened, and I started thinking about the double standards of this community, of this country, of my community, of the country, of where I grew up, my home, my supposed home, my birth certificate. And it got me thinking about who gets painted in this country with a single brushstroke, with a single stereotypical brushstroke, and who isn't. So I woke up the morning after the terrorist attack and I was feeling flattened, scared and angry. The people at my gym couldn't care less as the news blasted on the TVs. I looked at my straight white male personal trainer and imagined telling him, now that terrorist equals white personal trainer guy, I no longer wanted to be his client because I thought he was a terrorist. I looked at the guy who was making me coffee and imagined if I screamed at him, "Go home, you fucking terrorist!" Because his haircut looked exactly like the terrorists on TV. I looked at the multiple white men on the train on the way to work and they looked like they could be terrorists too. They were bloody everywhere that day, taking my jobs, using this country's resources, building their ghettos in the southern suburbs of cities, planting more trees than in my suburb. Imagine if I released some tweets that day about my feeling of hate. Imagine if I was senator and moments after humans died, I, brown girl, released a statement about how those people asked for it. Imagine if I got to pat down every white guy that came through security at airport, law courts, shopping centres, questioning them for looking suspicious. That's what I was imagining that day. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things about white supremacy. Let's talk about crikey. One morning after the Chrissy holes, I wake up a bit iffy. This time of year, the weather down under is dry as a dead dingo's donga. Kookaburras are crying and I'd be grinding my choppers during my slumber. Unlike my old man, who's up at Sparrow's fart o'clock, had a cheerful cuppa with some toast and avo on top, says g'day to the chippy next door, who replies with a nippy morning, eh? Matty, are you talking claptrap? As he wipes his sweat from his snot rag, they share a beer belly laugh and chin wag about Don Bradman and Ian Thorpe, the true blue Aussies they are. Everything's hunky-dory with this story until we head indoors. I'm in my bed playing possum while I can hear them waffle on, still in my jammies. I crawl to the mirror, I quiver. My face looks like a festered pickle. I'm basically chopped liver. I've been on a bad trot with the puberty thingo that I'm going through. I don't feel too crash hot. Must have been last night's chew and spew. Because I had the dry rots this morning. Hope I can pull through. In due time, my sis, the airy fairy type, screams from the loo, "Pong, Sukhjit, I can see a floater in the lavvy." She's pretty savvy with my dodgy moves. She mutters, "I can't wait to leave this coop so I never have to deal with you, Fruit Loops." In the other room, my bro and I get into a blue over the shower use. I win. What a ripper. Tar, bro, I'll try my best to make it snappy. Meanwhile, Mum's multitasking in the kitchen, yapping on the dog and bone with her rellos, teeing up tea parties and firing away fashion advice. She hasn't yarned on the bush telegraph in yonks. Papa honks his yellow 86 Toyota Corona. "Hang on, I'm a jet." You're acting like a jack in the box. I'm flat out like a lizard drinking. Been making nibbles since 5 o'clock. If you don't want to blow your dough on festival food and be a tight ass and be in a hangry mood, I suggest you settle pedal and help me look for the bottle of dead horse. I've got mushies for the jaffles, lamingtons for the kitty winks. Is there anything else I'm missing? "Oh, she'll be right, love. We can always pop into the servo. Now rattle your dags, get the kids in the car. We're going to be late." Takes a jiffy and a half. But then we're off like a bucket of prawns in the hot sun. Being cramped in Dad's Corona isn't that fun. I'm always in the middle seat. It starts with a niggling nudge, then a bigger shove, turns into a tiff over nothing. "Shut your bunghole, Sukhjit, and stop dropping big clangers. The harbour bridge isn't called a coat hanger." No need to get all Burko, bro. I just heard it on the idiot box, the telly. I'm just having a friendly dig, yo Wally. I can feel my mum's ears flapping. "Stop yanking his chain. Don't spit the dummy, you two. No need to carry on like a pair of pork chops. If you don't stop, I'll fart a crowbar. I present you my kids, the flaming galahs." Harjit chucks a sook. Struth, so sensitive. Can't even hack a serve from his blood relative. Before I spill my guts, Mum cuts me off. "Don't you dare give him lip, missy." I look to my sis for support, who's resorted to headphones, ignoring our episode, blissfully bopping to the bridges of the Backstreet Boys. The brake squeaks as we pull up at the traffic light. A bunch of bad news brothers howling, "Aussie, Aussie, Aussie, oi, oi, oi," from their shitty green ute. Pop gives his cricket lingo a bash. "Yeah, she's a beaut, ute. How's it going, mate?" They stare at us like a pickpocketer at a nudist camp. There's something funky in their eyes that doesn't look quite right. So I tell my dad just to fang it. But these aggro blokes aren't done with the convo. The rat bags start chucking lemons. The bludgers are putting dings in our car. My old man's spewing, "I'm too long in the tooth to get into a scruff. I don't need to get into a bingle. Let's just chuck a Yui and escape these face aches. I think I've made a mistake for just saying g'day." Before we get a chance to nick off, one of the hoons growls, "Go home, you bloody terrorist." Another shouts, "I'll knock that towel off your fucking head if you're not careful with a bunch of fives." We pull over outside the bottle-o. The oldies' faces are fearful. I try not to cack myself. From this sudden attack, my bro gets out in a huff. He's a goner like a cut snake. He groans, "We put the elbow grease to be the bee's knees of this country. Don't we deserve a fair go? Where's our fair shake of the sauce bottle?" "It's okay, son. They're just having a bit of fun. Innocent gas bagging. It's rare as hen's teeth. In this ace country, just tell me, Harjit, what's the damage on my baby?" While the men carry on about the corona, my eyes notice a local rag on the floor that states today is Australia Day. Mum pipes in, "Adventure has had a bit of a kick in the teeth because of these bloody hoons. If we want to make it to the fireworks, we're going to have to hoof it, even though my pegs are crook. On your mum, let's soldier on, suss out Australia Day and see what this fuss is about." Our fam finally rocks up late arvo. Great golloping goannas. The foreshore's back to the rafters. Chockers with every Tom, Dick and Harry with their eskies. There's a bit of a kerfuffle going on. More arse than class. I see larrikins taking leaks in the bush. Blokies in tracky dacks sculling amber fluid. Sheilas with their togs, thongs and war paint. Happy little Vegemites playing aerial ping pong and cricket. How's that? Couples making sheep eyes at each other, oldies with 5 o'clock shadows munching on chocky bickies, yabbering on about their recent barley belly, bogans, barbies burning their bangers, looking like dogs' breakfast, fair dinkum. But like a pimple on a pumpkin, we stand out. The crowd gawks at us, and mum and dad, they just don't give a whoop. I feel a bit funny in my bread basket, green around the gills, hope I don't hurl. I race to the nearest thunderbox while my fam looks around for a good posse. Colonising a patch of grass, they set up camp slap bang in the middle of the action. Manjit goes in for a gander to avoid embarrassment. Harja doesn't look like he's having a wallop of fun either. The rents are knocking their socks off, tucking into their tasty tucker, but I don't even have an appetite. I'm buggered, knackered. I want to get out of here, hit the hay. So I spend the rest of the celebrations hiding in the dunny, catching my 40 winks and try to forget this bomb of a day. Whew! The fucking... Oh. Thank you. I went to this store in Melbourne called Ishka. And there was a little Aussie slang dictionary, and I had to buy it. So I decided to write a poem with all the words I could find in that slang dictionary. So that's the backstory. Thank you so much to Fisky and beautiful Miss Frankie, Candace, Josh, everyone who's performed on the open mic night. You fucking nailed it. And congrats for you putting your jackets on. Congrats for making it and, thinking about the true things about life. My name is Sukhjit. You can stalk me. Just don't say hateful things, otherwise I won't reply. But you can say nice things, and I probably will reply. So it's been a beautiful night. Thanks, mate.